Arsenal are eyeing up an £84 million bid for Swedish striker Victor Gyokeres. Xavi Simmons wants a move and is desperate to leave PSG, with Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal and Tottenham interested. And Ligt is one step away from continuing this Dutch revolution at Manchester United. If you're new to the channel, please do go down, hit that subscribe button. I don't know how many more times I got to say this, but between 85 and 92% of everyone that watches this channel is not subscribed. I have never seen anything like that. So make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video. And let's see how many likes we can hit. But I want to get 10K before the end of the month. That is the game. I'll be covering pre-season, all transfers. We've got one game left in the Copa America and one game left in the Euros. And then the Premier League is 5 weeks away. 6 weeks away. Now, Victor Gyokeres. Before we get into that, there's a report coming out from Football London saying Ricardo Calafiori reveals dreams are coming true amid of a £14 million Arsenal transfer update. And there's a few sources coming out saying the deal is a little bit delayed because of the sell-on clause situation. Apparently, Bayern Munich have got some sort of clause. So obviously, Bologna are trying to drag it out to get as much money as they can. But various different outlets and reporters and sources are coming out saying all happen. It's just taking a little bit longer than anticipated. But he will be an Arsenal player. Now, they're not stopping there because Arsenal, according to some reports out there, are going to bid 84 million. I don't know if it's 84 million pounds or euros. I had to translate it, but there's a source, I think it was The Sun, saying that they are eyeing up a move for him. Victor Gyokeres now obviously has an unbelievable goal-scoring record, right? It's absolutely ridiculous, his goal-scoring record. He's in front of goal is absolutely lethal, right? He's done it in the Championship, and he has now done it in Liga NOS. They absolutely destroyed the league last season. They won it, and he was very, very, very important. Their most important player for Sporting last season. Now, his record overall, if you look at throughout his career, 343 games, and that's from the under-19s. That's from Sporting. That's from Coventry, Brighton. 1 goal in 8 games for Brighton. 43 goals and 17 assists, so 60 GA in 116 games for Coventry. But his record at Sporting is absolutely ridiculous. 50 games, 43 goals, and 15 assists. It's absolutely insanity. I don't really care too much about his FC St. Pauli or his IF Broma Podkarna. I've probably butchered that. I don't really care too much about that. But his record since he's been at Sporting is, 58 GA in 50 games. Ridiculous. But is he worth the £84 million fee, which the reports are saying? Well, transfer market value him at 65 million euros. But of course, they're not obviously at the club. He's got a Europa League record of 7 GA in 9 games. He hasn't played a game in the Premier League. His record for Swansea and Coventry is 56 GA and 121. He's got 3 goals in 8 games in the FA Cup. He ticks a lot of the boxes. He's got 38 GA in 33 games for Sporting. He ticks a lot of the boxes. Record in the playoffs, 2 assists in 3 games. Look at that record in Portugal. It's absolutely ridiculous. But as I've said many times, and I'll say this again, I think it's a risk when it comes to signing strikers from Liga NOS and the Eredivisie, because it's not the most toughest competitive league. If you go down and you look at the Eredivisie teams, other than a Feyenoord, other than the PSV, other than an Ajax, you're playing teams like Go Ahead Eagles, and you're playing teams that are, just about staying in that league. And then Liga NOS, other than a Sporting, a Braga, a Benfica, or a Porto, the drop-off in quality from the bottom 10 teams is absolutely catastrophic. So while he doesn't have a huge record in one of the top 5 leagues in France, in Germany, Spain, France, or Italy, or England in terms of the Premier League, he does have a record in the Championship, and it is a very physical league, and he did have a good return of goals. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with regards to that. £84 million, though, is a lot of money. It could be euros, it could be pounds. I think it is 84 million euros. Now, another player that Arsenal are looking at is Xavi Simmons. But before we move to that, Chelsea have been told to sign Granit Xhaka. So we'll come back to the Xavi Simmons. We'll come back to the Arsenal stuff in a minute. This literally just broke 3 minutes ago. Chelsea told to sign Granit Xhaka. Chelsea have been told to make a move for former Arsenal captain Granit Xhaka, despite having a midfield pairing which costs £220 million. The Blues need a Xhaka as the missing piece of the puzzle for new manager Enzo Maresca. I'm telling you, the one Chelsea should sign is Granit Xhaka. He's so impressive. I think Chelsea should have signed him when he left Arsenal. Frank Booth told Boyle Sports. He's been phenomenal for Switzerland at the Euros, and he was also player of the season for Leverkusen. He suits Chelsea so well, particularly in midfield. And Enzo and Casado, he could be the missing piece of the puzzle for them. I'll tell you right now, he is not going to join Chelsea. You know, he's Arsenal, relation. He will not be joining Chelsea. That's just a pure hunch. But it will be interesting to see what happens. 100%. Now, speaking on Xavi Simmons, actually, there's a bit of news coming out regarding Arsenal tipped to still dream Nico Williams deal. Arsenal have been tipped to sign Nico Williams in a dream summer deal, told they have to make a move for Victor Osimhen to solve their striker problems. Yeah, Victor Osimhen, I don't think is going to be leaving to join Arsenal. I think he may go elsewhere. Do let me know your thoughts on that, though, because it's going to be a very, very interesting situation with regards to what happens there. Arsenal's dream signing this summer would be Nico Williams. Petit told Bet365 Euros 2024. I've been watching him in Spain with his club, but he impressed me a lot during Euro 2024, especially against Italy. It was a nightmare for the right back. I think a guy could have a huge impact at Arsenal. People also mentioned Benjamin Sesko. But I think Arsenal need to look at Victor Osimhen at Napoli. This guy has all the character. He needs to thrive. He's got great ambition. When I mention his character, he reminds me of players who were in the Premier League back in the day. Huge characters. He worked incredibly hard on the pitch, and Arsenal are desperate to get a real striker. Osimhen had two central defenders easily. He can play on the ground. He can play in the air and will be important as well as on set pieces. He will also add quality to Mikel Arteta's team. I can't see Arsenal going and breaking the bank with regards to Victor Osimhen, but then again, it's a similar sort of price to a Victor Gyokeres. When you've got players of the likes of Nico Williams' talent, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with him, because Nico Williams is one of the most exciting wingers in world football right now, and he's linked to a number of clubs out there. Do let me know your thoughts if you haven't already on that. I think he will be a great signing for whoever he signs for. Ligt is very, very close to a Man United move. This Dutch revelation keeps happening. We got a here we go yesterday for a Joshua Zirkzee, and now Xavi Simmons is the latest Dutchman to be linked with a move to Manchester United. Ligt will be happening regardless of a Lenny Yoro or another player like Jared Brandthwaite. It's a good signing for Manchester United, in my opinion. He's exactly the sort of centre-back that exactly the sort of centre-back I think Man United need. Someone who's got experience in two of the top 5 leagues, the Bundesliga and Serie A, played under Erik ten Hag, at the likes of Ajax. And I don't really see a downside to signing a player of the Ligt level. Do let me know your thoughts if you haven't already. It's going to be a very, very interesting remainder of the transfer window for Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, and Liverpool and City, because it's all about how do they all close the gap. But Man United are making the right steps. You know, Dan Ashworth has had a very good start to the transfer window, bringing in the likes of Joshua Zirkzee, and now on the verge of bringing in Bayern Munich centre-back Matthias de Ligt. Now, the latest Dutchman to be linked to the move, he's also been linked to the move to Arsenal, is Xavi Simmons. Now, there's a report come out from Fabrizio Romano a few days ago that he does want to leave PSG. PSG only want him to leave on a loan deal. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because they are going to put an extortionate price tag on him. So, you know, just quickly, some news coming in from Fabrizio Romano. Nuno Tavares to Lazio is here we go. And also Sambi Lokonga will be joining Sevilla. So Arsenal have had a good start to the window, getting rid of 2 players. Nuno Tavares to Lazio, here we go. Verbal agreement on a 5-year contract. Just reached deal until June 2029. Tavares will travel this weekend for medical, if goes to plan, with formal documents. Arsenal received €9 million loan with mandatory buy clause plus sell-on clause. So look, Arsenal have had a good start to the window. What's going to happen with regards to Xavi Simmons? That is the one that everyone is talking about. He scored an absolute worldie against England, but unfortunately, we knocked the Dutch out. I can see him coming to the Premier League, but there's too many clubs at this moment in time that are interested. It's very, very, very hard to choose a team right now, because Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, you know, all at PSG are interested in keeping him. Leipzig want him back. That is definitely the one to watch this window. Let me know your thoughts. Where will Xavi Simons end up? Make sure you like, make sure you do subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you all for watching. I am out.